welcome back to Pabbly, and today's video I'm going to show you how to use the Send With Us feature inside Pabbly email marketing. So with this feature you can send your email campaigns using Pabbly's inbuilt sending system without connecting any external SMTP service. So let's get started. For that I'm on the dashboard of this Pabbly email marketing and I have already added my business. If you wish to add your business, just you can click on this add business button and add your business. Today this video is going to focus on how to use Send With Us feature. So for that you have to go towards this left end of the site, towards this settings, and then delivery server. Once you're on this delivery server, you're going to see on the left end of the site there is this delivery server list, and in this you will see Pabbly Send With Us. So first of all, what exactly Pabbly Send With Us is. So Send With Us is Pabbly's inbuilt SMTP sending system. So instead of configuring third-party SMTP services like Amazon SES, SendGrid or Mailgun, you can directly send campaigns through Pabbly Send With Us. It makes sendings faster, simpler and more beginner friendly. So now let's see how to use this. So first, when you're over here, you just have to click on this add senders email. Once you open this, over here are the domain requirements. So when you're adding your sender's domain, you must ensure that these meets the requirement of the compliance standards. So let's quickly go through this important domain requirement explained on the screen. So first of all, your domain must not be blacklisted or any major blacklist. And if you want to check the reputation of your domain, you can go towards this website and over here you can check the reputation of your domain. The second is a new domain will have a smaller email sending limit compared to a website that has been online for several years. So the age of your domain also matters. The sending limits for the new website will gradually increase with each successful email campaign. So this is a very important point, that your age of the domain. And the next point is, like, if your website is empty or under construction or contains dummy content, the domain will not be approved. Your domain must not redirect to another domain. First of all, the second is your website must not contain restrict or sensitive content related to casinos, pills, dating, money or pharmacies. And the next major thing is your email template must not be image only. So over here it is preferred that you must include meaningful return content that clearly reflects the purpose of your mail. Not only images, you must have a genuine opt-in subscriber list too. And yes, this should not be a purchase subscriber list or opted out ones. And the next important point is that Pabbly may check your traffic and domain reputation to ensure that your subscribers are legit. Once you understand these requirements, you can tick the confirmation box to over here. It says I've gone through the above domain requirements and confirm that the domain I'm adding meets them completely. So make sure that you read this very thoroughly before clicking on this checkbox. Now it is asking me for the email. Okay, so now let's enter this email. But before we enter this email, remember that once your domain is approved, you will initially get up to 500 emails per day only. And then this limit will gradually increase over time based on your campaign performance, open rates, bounce rates, and spam complaints. This helps us to maintain high deliverability and protect domain reputation. So it is very important that you make sure that this point is very clear. We gradually increase your limit over time. Okay, so now let's check this box and enter the email right over here. So as you can see, I'm just going to enter the email as test then the domain name. So now you can see I've entered mine, but you have to make sure that your domain must belong to your business only. If the same domain has been used previously or for another business or purpose, it will not be approved right over here under Send With Us. It is very important that this domain should not be used for any another business previously. Alright, after entering this email, just click on this save, and once you're going to click on this save, yes, it is saying sender's email added successfully. Please verify DNS records to activate it. So as you can see over here, we have successfully added this sender's email address. Now it is asking me to verify all of these three. Alright, so to verify them, what you have to do is you just have to click here to see the CNAME records. And as you can see, it is sharing me the CNAME records, which is the host name and the value. So we have to enter this. What we have to do is you have to go go towards your DNS service provider's website, and if you aren't sure which DNS provider services your domain, you can look it up by using this free service. So you can go on this website and check your DNS service provider. Okay, you can just enter the value for the same and check for that. On the provider's website, sign in your account. So as you can see that this is my DNS provider's website and I'm on this website. Okay, now find the page for updating the domain's DNS records. So this is the page and I have to click on this add new record button right over here. Now we have to choose the type. So over here you're going to see the type is CNAME. So we have to select CNAME right over here. For the name, you just have to copy this host name and paste it right over here. For the value, you just have to copy the value which is written and paste it right over here. This TTL can be set it according to your own choice and then click on this save. It is saying yes, this record should be this, or put the record as this. If you want to add the domain name twice or once, it totally depends upon you. I'm just going to keep it as once and click on this save. And once we're going to click on this save, it is saying updating DNS records and it is saying success. Your DNS record has been updated successfully right over here, as you can see. Now let's update this also, which is this CNAME and TXT. So one by one, I'm just going to update this right over here. I'm just going to click on this add new record. Once again, I'm just going to select the type, enter the name, then I'm just going to enter this value. So you also have to update this. This is very important. And after updating this CNAME, now let's update this TXT. So let's copy this host name once again. I'm just going to wait till this is updating right over here first. And now once again, I'm just going to click on this add new record. For the type this time, I'm just going to select it as TXT. I'm just going to enter the name right over here. Then I'm just going to copy this value too, and I am just going to paste it in the value and click on this save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, it is updating this TXT too. Now you can see that we have successfully updated all of these three right over here. And after updating this, what you have to do is you have to click on this button which says verify now. It is saying verifying, and you're going to see all of these three ticks are right over here. So it is done immediately right over here, but for you it might take some time. It can take few hours or few minutes. It totally depends upon your DNS provider's website. Alright, so now you're going to see that we have successfully got all of these three right over here. But now it is saying approval status is pending. So let's send a approval. So for that, you have to click on this send for approval button. It is saying please create an email campaign and send it for approval. Once approved, then you can start sending emails with Pabbly send with us. Alright, so let's click on this continue right over here. After entering this from name, we have to enter the subject. So I'm just going to enter the subject. You're going to see it is giving me the preview on the right hand of the side for the same too. You can also add emojis right over here and also the variables if you wish. The next is this pre-header. So I'm just going to enter this too. And now you can see I've successfully entered all the details. Now let's just click on this continue. Once we're going to click on this continue, it is asking me to select the template, but I'm just going to start from scratch. So I'm just going to click on this start from scratch button. It is giving me the option to select the email builder. So I'm just going to select it as drag and drop. You can select any another of your choice right over here. Once I'm just going to select the email builder, I'm just going to add the email content right over here. First of all, I'm just going to add the header right over here. After adding the header, I'm just going to add the title, and then I'm just going to add an image, and then you have to make sure that you also add this footer. It is very important. Why? I'm just going to show you that I'm just going to add this footer right over here. So why is this footer important? So first of all, you have to mention the complete name of your business right over here in this footer. After adding this, you have to make sure that you add the physical address right over here of your business. This is also very important. And after this, make sure that you add the website also. All of these three details are very important in the footer. Otherwise, your campaign may get disapproved. Once again, I'm mentioning this, that mention the name, physical address and the website, and this should be a clickable website right over here. Then only there are chances to get this approved. Alright, so I'm just going to enter the title right over here. Then I'm just going to add the image. For that, I'm just going to click on this add image button. Now I'm just going to click on this upload file, and I'm just going to upload the image right over here, which is this. I'm just going to upload this image, and you're going to see I'm just going to click on this insert button, and this image is successfully uploaded. Now if you wish, you can also add the content right over here. You can add the blog sections and so on. It totally depends upon you. I'm just going to add a little text to write over here. Now you're going to see I've added all of these details. Now let's just click on this button which says send, and once I'm just going to click on this send, it is saying campaign saved successfully. You're going to see it is saying campaign details, the subject, the pre-header. Now it is asking me for the from name, so it is already entered. For the delivery server, I'm just going to select it as send with us PMTA. Now for the from email, I'm just going to select the from email which we selected. It is saying approval status is pending right over here. Alright, so it is going to send this for approval. So this sender's email requires admin approval before sending campaigns. Click on send for approval button to send the request to the admin. You will receive an email notification once the approval status is updated. Alright, so let's click on this send for approval button right over here, and it is saying sender's email sent for approval successfully. So now this is in draft and this is sent for the approval to the admin. Now what is going to happen is if the admin approves it, automatically it will be showing approved right over here in this delivery server in front of this approval status. And if they don't approve this, they are going to mail you the reason why this was not approved, and you can correct it and reapply for the approval. Alright, so we are just going to wait for a few seconds till this is going to get approved. So I've received a mail that this is approved. After a few minutes, I'm just going to refresh this and you're going to see it is saying approval status approved. So yes, I received the mail that it is approved, and over here the status is also showing approved. And now we are ready to send this campaign to multiple people at once. Alright, so now further you can send this campaign. So for me it got approved, but over here if you get rejected, you may receive a feedback explaining what needs to be fixed, such as the website content, blacklist status, or the template issue, so that you can correct it and reapply. The major thing is keep in mind that your footer should contain the business name, website, and the physical address. So this is how you can use send with us feature inside Pabbly email marketing. And to summarize, I'll just give you a few points. First of all, add a valid sender email. The second is ensure that the domain meets the approval requirements. The third is enter the DNS records in your provider, send for review, create an email campaign, and then use Pabbly inbuilt sending system. And then the Pabbly send with us feature will start working for your account too. This feature makes email sending much easier for beginners and ensure high deliverability and domain reputation over time. So now if you have any doubts, you can drop them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next video.